Pokémon Best Wishes, known as Pokémon Black and White in the West, is definitely the most divisive of all the Pokémon anime series, with most of the debate online regarding it stemming from just how unexperienced Ash acted throughout the series. Many fans were rightfully angry, as at the time, it seemed as though Ash had reverted back to being a newbie trainer who didn't know a fat lot about catching and battling Pokémon, similar to how he was in the original series. You know, as if he hadn't gotten all of the gym badges in 4 regions and placed fairly highly in their leagues at this point. I recently rewatched quite a bit of Best Wishes for old time's sake, and it was quite a nostalgic experience for me, as Best Wishes was the first Pokemon anime I watched from beginning to end, completely blind as it aired on TV. And one thing I did notice during this rewatch was that Ash acting like a new trainer was not the only thing Best Wishes did to make itself feel similar to the original series. And it seems like I wasn't the only one who noticed this, as there is literally an entire section of the Best Wishes Bulbapedia page dedicated to stating the similarities between the Best Wishes series and the original series. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. Welcome to my video on the similarities between the Pokemon Best Wishes and the Pokemon Original Series animes. Before we begin, I would just like to note that in this video, unless I say otherwise, when I say the original series, I mean the Kanto half of the original series and not the Johto half. And for the sake of consistency, I'm going to be referring to the Black and White anime as Best Wishes, as that is the name that I personally refer to the series as. With that out of the way, let's get stuck right in. First off, Ash meets the female travelling companion first in both series, with him briefly meeting Misty while stealing her bike in episode 1 of the original series, and meeting Iris via throwing a Pokeball at her, thinking she's some sort of Pokemon in episode 2 of the Best Wishes series. Being the first companion Ash meets in their respective series is not the only similarity that Iris and Misty share. Both of them have a large distaste towards a certain type of Pokemon, with Misty hating bug types because she thinks they're gross, and Iris hating ice types because she hates the cold, and also because she's a dragon type trainer, and ice types are of course super effective against dragon type Pokemon. Iris and Misty also both try to avoid a specific gym. Misty didn't want to go back to the Cerulean gym and face her sisters, and Iris tried to avoid the Opelucid gym due to past experiences with the gym leader, Drayden. Also, similar to how Iris is a dragon type trainer aiming to be a dragon master, Misty is a water type trainer with similar aspirations. They are both also the only traditional female travelling companions in the series to not own a Pokédex. There's a lot less in common between the male travelling companions, Brock and Silent, but there is still a few similarities. Both Brock and Silent are specifically met in the 5th episode of their respective series. They are both the first gym leader that Ash battles, and both leave behind their gym leader duties, leaving their siblings in charge of the gyms so that they can join Ash on his journey. Brock leaves behind his 9 younger siblings, with the eldest brother, Forrest, taking over the Pewter City gym. Silent, on the other hand, leaves his 2 twin brothers, Cress and Chili, in charge of the Striaton City gym. Brock and Silent are also both seen cooking and taking on a sort of older sibling carer role to the other 2 main characters. Much like Brock and Misty, Iris and Silent both leave in the second to last episode of their respective series. Moving on from the characters, very specifically, the 6th episode of both series is about a Pokemon that evolves via the Moonstone. Episode 6 of Best Wishes, Dreams by the Yardful, is about Munna, and episode 6 of the original series, Clefairy and the Moonstone, is of course about Clefairy. Not only do both episodes feature Pokemon that evolve via the Moonstone, but also feature a character that is a researcher from a nearby city studying said Pokemon. Another 2 plotlines that are similar is that of Ash's Tepig and Ash's Charmander. Both Pokemon were abandoned by their previous trainers who saw them as being too weak. Ash didn't see them this way and decided to take them in as his own. When their original trainers saw how powerful they had become, they tried to get their Pokemon back, but of course, both Tepig and Charmander refused, choosing to stay with Ash. Ash's Bulbasaur and Ash's Snivy also share some similarities, with them both starting off really distrusting humans before Ash manages to gain their respect. They both end up letting Ash battle and catch them. Of the 3 starter Pokemon that Ash ends up catching, in both series, only the fire type evolves. Ash's Charmander evolved into Charmeleon, and then again into Charizard, and Ash's Tepig evolved into Pignite. Ash's Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Snivy, and Oshawott did not evolve at all. In both series, Ash caught more than 6 Pokemon very early on. Of these Pokemon, there is a bug type with a 3-stage evolutionary line. Caterpie in the original series, and Swaddle in Best Wishes. And the last major similarity, Best Wishes and the original series are the only series in which Ash wears his outfit for the next series in the final episode. Ash wears his Hoenn outfit in the final episode of the Johto half of the original series, and he wears his Kalos outfit in the final episode of Best Wishes. From what I know, that is all of the major similarities between the original Pokemon series and the Best Wishes Pokemon series. A lot of the similar plotlines take place at the very start of Best Wishes, so it seems they wanted to stop this trend of copying the original series in later episodes, which is fine by me. After all, why create a worse version of something that already exists when you can create something entirely new? Best Wishes will always be infamous among the Pokemon community, but it will always have a special place in my heart. Heck, maybe one day I'll do a proper review of the entire series. Now that'd be a challenge. Since it gets so much hate nowadays, let me know in the comments something you think the Best Wishes anime did right. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more from me in the future, be sure to like this video and subscribe to stay updated on when I upload next. Thanks guys, see ya. Special thanks to Bulbapedia for helping source the information used in this video.